what is Black food sovereignty?
Yeah.
You know, like it's accessibility, it's having agency on one's ownership of what you eat, what you grow on the land. You know what I mean?
So our food box is culturally specific. So we have cassava, edibles, avocado, plantain, sweet potato. These are things that our ancestors ate. And if we cut them out, we will get sick because our body knows.
So today I'm joined by two incredible people. Tafari, the founder of African Food Baskets, a visionary leader in food justice here in Toronto, and Amanda Redhead, my good friend from university, an urban farming enthusiast, and a dear friend of mine who introduced me to this space today. Let's get into it. Tafari, thank you for having us.
Not a problem.
So today we're talking about food, community, culture. Really, what inspired you to start this?
So this farm was a forest, and it was TRC, Toronto Region Conservation Authority, that were given permission to have it, and they turned it over to Parks and Rec. And a man from Ghana named Solomon Bouye got money from the city to hire 75 Black youth to transform the forest into this farm. And at the time, the Food Basket was doing a program called CYL, Cultivating Youth Leadership, and we partnered. So we've been on this farm from the inception. Right here used to be my children's garden. I used to do a children's program every Saturday. We grew different types of herbs and we did different activities. And just how the children responded. And then, so we weren't bringing in people. It was just the youth creating the farm. And for years, whatever he grew, he would put it for a giveaway for the community. And then he had to leave and another group took it over and they started farming. We had half of this farm, but over the years, they pushed us down to 1 acre and they're still trying to keep pushing us. But when I saw how the youth were when they came, I realized this is something I have to do. So we had youth coming here in the morning from 7:30 and I had to check their bags, because they were bringing things that they're not supposed to bring. Because they were coming into a new area and they didn't know how they had to protect themselves. So I had a children's garden at Jane and Shepherd and somebody brought us a watermelon. And the guy bent down to cut up the watermelon. He had a gun in his back. So I took it, I put it in my car, I covered it with a blanket, and he said, well, if you take mine, you have to take everybody else's. There was over 18 guns.
What were they going to use guns for?
They were just, because they were coming from different areas and they didn't know what Jane and Shepherd had, or they didn't know what Jane and Finch have. Over the years here with Solomon, I would say 98% of them graduated university.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Yes, so the first thing he would do when the youth come, he would take them to the library. They had to get a library card, and then he would instruct the librarian what they had to read. And
What kind was it? Garden related?
garden related, philosophy,
African history.
Yeah. So I watched these youth come scared and looking around and develop into these amazing adults.
Did they keep coming back?
So I haven't seen a lot of them, but there's like 3 of them I'm in touch with. One of them is a tenured professor at TMU. The other,
That's our alma mater.
yes, the other girl,
Ryerson.
yeah,
Paula Ryerson.
yes, she works with Children Aid Society, and Kelly was the manager at this farm.
So they stayed with you.
Yes.
You know where your alumni are.
And one of the things, he didn't take any youth to come and work on the farm. It had to be youth who were going to university. So the money they made on the farm went towards a university. And there was a lot of continental African, and their parents only wanted them to be engineers and doctors.
Lawyers. We know that story well.
That is the
We
story.
know that story.
And I watched them come from wild. I remember she was using a shovel and she fell asleep on the shovel because they had to come for 7:30 in the morning. And I watched all of them develop. And I said, you know what? The Food Basket has to follow through and keep doing this for youth. So our program was called Cultivating Youth Leadership. And we did workshops here with them. We taught them to cook. We used to do cooking workshops in the house, taught them farming, financial literacy. So I took, so they
This whole program.
Yes.
Not just farming.
yeah, they used
It's
to,
education.
yes.
Literature. It's financial literature.
they used to change their checks at the yellow store where they had to pay like $40. I took each one of them to the bank and opened a bank account for them. And so they learned how to save money and yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and we've always had really good children. Like I call them children, they're young adults. But we always had youth who wanted to be here. So they weren't being forced. And once you want to be here, everything flows.
Yeah.
Earlier, you were saying how you can start as early as the age of 1,
Yes.
right? So what can I learn in a day? Because honestly, I have no green thumb in my body, but what can somebody learn?
So when the children came, we had the beds partitioned off into 9. So each partition got one plant. And I taught them how to take the plant out of the pot, how to dig the hole, how to put the compost in, to put it back in, and then water. So they all were only expected to do 1. So the little girl we just saw, when it was time for her to go, she was bawling. She planted about 10 plants. She has issues, and that was her calming to plant. Yeah. And the 1-year-old that was planting, she was helping him. So it was nice. So they learned.
Listen at 1?
Yeah. Oh, he loved it. He loved it.
So I mean, I listened to
the only thing, they're not allowed to flick the dirt. They're supposed to just dig. He was flicking the dirt because that was fun. So I put him in a separate bed and just let him flick dirt. But they learned how to transplant a plant from a pot into a bed and to water it. And you saw how the plants were doing wonderful.
They're doing wonderful.
Yeah.
Growing so much.
Yeah.
Amanda, how did you first learn about this program and this initiative?
So I think during the pandemic, I was looking for ways to contribute to the community. And I had always donated to like food baskets. And I was looking specifically for like a Black-owned food basket. So I found African Food Basket through my search online. And I remember like wanting to give back to the community. So I actually applied to volunteer. And this is back in 2021. And then I donated money as well. I didn't hear back from them. So in 2020,
I'm apologizing.
it's all good. In 2023, I don't know what prompted me to call African Food Basket, and it went directly to Tafari. And this was like in April, and she was looking for volunteers for the farm. At the time, I was living out in Ajax, so it's pretty far. But I drove here, and she was like, well, there's, the community plots and whatnot. And I was like, actually, no, I want to learn how to farm. So I would like to help you all with the actual farm, right? So my first year, I think I was here every weekend, sometimes even on Fridays. And I just fell in love with this place. And
How many years now?
It's my 3rd year of farming. I think I learned so much from Tafari that first year. I was just soaking up everything. I felt like I was ready to be outside in nature. And you know me, like I'm outside running and walking, but this was different.
Yeah. And during the pandemic, like I really would call you and be like, you have to get out of the house. Really.
I was one of those people that did really stay at home.
Yeah.
But when I came here, it was like I came out of my shell. I think what connected me a lot to African Food Basket is the people. Like Tafari is Trinidadian. My mom's from Trinidad, and she reminded me so much of home. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just a beautiful place, and it's my happy place. Like I come here, I work, but it doesn't feel like work when you're, working on the land.
For yourself and for community.
For sure. Right? Yeah.
She cleaned a bed a couple of weeks ago, and Amanda was soaked all the way down to her knee. Like it was hot like this, and she stayed with it. Yeah, she's been amazing on the farm.
Yeah.
But 2 things. The reason when she applied, we didn't get back to her. When the thing closed down, 6,000 people applied for the food box, and it crashed our system. And we didn't have the capacity to get it back running. And so we lost a lot of the volunteers, and we lost a lot of people because the need was so much. But so when she called, we connected, and she's been on the farm like wholeheartedly ever since.
I love it.
So speaking of the website, I too, was doing my little research on your website, and I saw that it's Black-led, Black-owned, and Black-mandated.
Yes.
What does that mean to you, Black-mandated?
Because too much of what we do, we are told what to do by other people. But this way, so we've had this debate for a long time for the board. So we need different people to be on the board. But if it's European people that are coming, they can't have a say to how things run. But they can come with their skills as a lawyer.
Or like a voting right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to have it Black-owned, Black-led is important for us and for the youth who are looking at us to see that this is possible. And you don't always have to be led by other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it to me, what I've learned too is about Black food sovereignty. Like I never really understood that until I came to African Food Basket and on this land. Most folks don't talk about food insecurity because we think, well, we have our jobs and we're okay. But it's more than just having access to purchase food. It's about choosing the right foods for yourself.
That's good for us.
Exactly.
Actually nutritious.
And I wouldn't have known that until I came here and really started to see what it means to be food secure and what it is to really push the agenda of what is Black food sovereignty. You know, like it's accessibility, it's having agency on one's ownership of what you eat, what you grow on the land. You know what I mean?
So our food box is culturally specific. So we have cassava, edos, avocado, plantain, sweet potato. These are things that our ancestors ate. And if we cut them out, we will get sick because our body knows.
Right.
When I worked with Parks and Rec, there was like 5 girls who were taking iron injections. And I told them, like, if you're eating green plantain and green banana, that is going to change because that is how our ancestors got iron. And one of the girls stuck to the program, and after 7 months, she was off the injection.
Yeah.
So is that what you mean by you celebrate cultural diet?
Yes. Yes.
So you grow, so if I'm from East Africa, green bananas are a must. Green bananas, groundnuts, groundnut powder, beans. We were talking about food in the car, and the boys, the crew was like beans. Like if I was going to grow anything, it's beans, right?
That's our protein source.
Yes, it's our protein.
Yeah.
How do you celebrate cultural diets here?
So a lot of it is passed down to families. So when my grandchildren are born, the first thing they get after breast milk is edos. Just boiled edos mashed with some butter or some margarine. My granddaughter is 21, and if she doesn't have edos every week, she has a problem. So she's been having that the first thing after breast milk. So by passing down what we know, so there's a lot of so when she was younger, she was eating a lot of the foods I gave her. But over the years, she's hanging out with her friends. She's eating more North American and junk food. But when she comes to my house, she'll ask for plantain chips because that's how I cook green plantain. So she'd ask for plantain chips. She'd ask for edos. So it's already inducted in her. Like these are the things that make her feel good. And especially the things with iron, so she doesn't get the bad period. If she eat it a week before her period, she doesn't get all the cramps.
Oh, that's a good tip.
And so when we used to pack, I was able to cook for the crew, and it was always cultural food I would cook. Over the years, I can't because my knees are not as good, so I don't do it as often. But so we work with a lot of TCHC buildings, so I go to those buildings and I do workshops. So I wanted to, so there's a building by me, I wanted to introduce them to more leafy foods. Because when you apply, you say your name, your phone number, whatever. But at the end, we ask about your health. And like 97% of our elders have either high blood pressure, have high blood pressure or diabetes. So I would go and do those kind of workshops with them.
So how do we solve those two? Because that's plaguing our...
A lot of it is diet and lifestyle change. So we grew a lot of kale. I took the kale to $21.95. They didn't know it. So I taught them how to cook it. They all got to take some kale home and they cooked. 3 days later, a woman called me. She said, "Me darling, me cook the kale and me love it. And me put corned beef in it." I was trying to get them off the corned beef. But I said small steps, baby steps.
So is there a specific way to cook kale?
I just cook it like salad. No, I cook it like, so you put oil, garlic, onion, tomatoes. You put the stems first, and when they start to soften, you cut up the leaves and put it in. So it's more like a kalaloo, and you can eat it with rice or pasta.
Oh, nice. So I want to get back to Amanda's point earlier of the statistics, right? So stats show that Black Canadians have the highest rate of food insecurity.
Highest. 47% for children.
And there were 2 things that stood out to me the most. First of all, apparently it's worse if the woman is the main income earner. Right? And that 33% of Black families above the poverty line experience food insecurity. Right? Obviously, this is your solution, right? Have you experienced any food insecurity in your journeys?
So with the community that I work with, the seniors building, when we first started doing the packing the boxes, a box of plantain was like $47. Now the same box is $100 and something. So when they get their pension, they pay rent, they pay phone, they pay their bills, and whatever is left, they're buying food. So they can't afford plantain anymore. But if you've been eating plantain ever since you were 3 years old, getting iron from plantain, now you're 70-something, 80-something, and you stop, you're going to get sick. So that's one of the things we try to make sure we provide for our seniors. And then I spend time with them talking and getting recipes from them. I eventually want to do an African food basket recipe book. Yeah, and it would be recipes from our elders.
So, okay, so speaking about the food basket itself, who can access that? How do they access it, and how often do they?
So before we had people from anywhere could call and we would take their order and deliver to them. So we'd be delivering all over the city, but we don't have
Black family.
Yes, but we don't have that capacity anymore. When the pandemic was happening, we were packing 500 boxes a week with money from the city. And then the city said the pandemic is over, so they cut us down to 50 boxes a month. So we have like 3,000 people on a waiting list. So what we're doing now, we're doing a program with TESS, Toronto Employment Social Services. So we're working with about 4 or 5 different offices, and they provide us 40 people, and we're doing a 9-month program with them. So they'll get our food box so first they had to go and test their blood pressure and their sugar level. And then we're giving them our food for 9 months. And at the end of 9 months, they have to go and test again to see if eating our food has improved anything. And I do workshops with them. I do cooking workshops with them for different ways to cook these foods.
Yeah. So the farm itself, Ujama Learning Farm. What Ujama sounds like a Swahili word.
It's cooperative economics.
Cooperative economics.
Yes.
That sounds like community.
Yes.
That sounds like sovereignty.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So who comes here besides Amanda and now me?
We have 22 plots, and each plot is taken by summer.
Every summer.
Yeah.
Is it just for the summer or?
Yes, just the summer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From
Like
the middle of May, till October, middle of October.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every year all the boxes are taken.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do here?
My favorite thing to do is definitely work the land. Like, I feel a sense of peace when I come here. I feel like I'm doing something, especially if I'm helping out with the African food basket, like planting, or even when they start to harvest some of the things. Like, I feel like I'm doing something good for the community. Yeah, it's like, again, it's just a good feeling being here. I mean, I grind a lot. You know me, I work very hard. And here, like I said, it doesn't feel like work, right? Because I'm also benefiting from this. This is part of my wellness journey as well, to be more outdoors, to connect with the land, to connect with people. And there's folks from all walks of life that's here. The conversations that happens between the different generations is super awesome. I learn a lot when I'm here. There's an elder that's usually here, Granny. She's in Guyana right now. She came back.
Yeah, she just came back.
I love being around her because she's been farming for how long? Maybe
her whole life.
Her whole life. She's in her 80s. Yeah.
She's 80.
Yeah. And I mean, she works just as hard and just as much as a young person.
1-year-old.
As the 1-year-old.
No, she will come and plant with our Canada Summer Job youth, and she will outplant them.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think last year, her and I, we did like a whole bunch, like a couple of rows, like all on with Tafari's help. But
all the rows you saw, Amanda and my sister and Granny planted all of that by the first week of June.
So for you, this is like a family business.
Yes.
Family organization.
Yes.
Right? So Amanda, I've known you for over 20 years.
Yes. You have.
And I feel like this is a natural progression. Like, would you say that this is intentional? You know, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
You played, what's it called? Women's basketball at university.
Yeah.
And then we started working out during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Online. Sure. I was doing a lot of work. I hit exercises and you're like, this is my lunch break. You know? But, you know, from that, and then you stopped eating meat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like 10 years ago. Yeah.
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 And now you're farming.
Yeah.
Very intentional.
Very intentional.
What's next?
That's a good question. I think
it's gonna be you become a yogi.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that, but it will definitely be. Farming is part of my life right now. I think like it's an integral part of my life, and I keep saying this to you. Like, I'm all about making sure I live the most healthiest life that I can possibly live at this point. We're getting older.
Yeah.
My interest is definitely changing. I'm choosing the farm over going to a party. You know what I mean?
Talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm at the farm.
Yeah.
I'm at the farm.
Yeah. It brings a lot to me. It brings a lot of peace, which is extremely important to me right now. Life in general is stressful.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure that the time that I spend and the energy that I invest goes back into me and into the community as well. And that's part of being a community member of African Food Basket and coming to, Black Creek to work on the land, right?
So it's really like meditation, right? It's mental health, wellness.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a way to be present. I'll tell you that. Like, I'm extremely present when I'm here because you are working with tools, right? And if you're not careful with a shuffle, yeah, you can injure yourself. You can injure someone else. So I'm definitely very present when I'm here. And I'm outside in nature. Like, we're out here when it's raining, when it's humid, when it's hot, and we're getting that vitamin D because we Black folks, we need the vitamin D. We don't get it enough during the winter time. And so even if it's humid and hot, I will be out here trying to get this vitamin D. But going back to a question that you talked about when you asked about food security, right? I have experienced food insecurity in my life. Growing up in Montreal, living in public housing, I knew there were some days where we did not have food, right? So when I decided to be, like a professional, a corporate worker, none of this really came to play. Like, I didn't really think about food that way. I was like, I have money, so I'm always going to be like able to purchase food and whatnot. And I know now that, even if you have money today, that doesn't mean you're going to have money tomorrow. And just like that, you could become food insecure. Yeah. And even if you do have money today and you're buying food at no frills, you might not be buying the right food for yourself, right? And so I think the educational piece is really extremely important when it comes to Black communities and their diets. It's not only about telling them what they should eat, but they have to understand why, the effects of not eating proper foods, right, down the road, because you don't think about it. Like, you only think about what's happening right now. You don't think about the impact, like, in the near future.
Do you feel like this is part of the solution or like the war against GMOs, right? It's a completely organic farm. Because to me, food insecurity means, one, either you don't have enough money to buy food. Two, you're not buying the right food, right? It's not nutritious. When we're kids, they teach us the wheel.
Yeah.
And as we get older, like, yes, it needs to be colorful. It needs to be half the plate needs to be vegetables, right? But eating well is expensive.
It is.
Eating well is expensive.
And eating organic is even more expensive.
Yeah. And really, how much is organic?
Not much. Yeah. I think people have to have that, like, food agency as well, like coming on the farm, growing food in an urban center. Like, you don't think about that. It's like, we live in the city. Where are you going to grow your food? Well, you can actually grow your food on the balcony.
Yep.
You can rent a community plot like this. You just need to invest the time and the energy into it, And when you really take the time to get to know, like, the things that you're putting in your body, you're going to be more intentional,
Absolutely. So the plot of land, does it come with the manure,
Yes.
the water,
Yes.
the seeds?
Yes, we get seedlings for people. Seedlings are donated by a group called Busco. They do backyard urban farming. So if you have a backyard and you don't have time to plant, they'll come and plant your backyard. You can eat whatever you want and the rest they donate.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we get a lot of seedlings from them. We get a lot of seedlings from the city because I worked with the city for years, so I kept that connection. So they get we get seedlings and food share as well. Yeah.
And it's about $40?
$40.
$40 per plot.
Yeah.
So how does somebody get involved? How do you volunteer and actually get, hear back? Like Amanda, how do you learn more? How do you access the support?
Send me a text saying that you're interested, and we start off in May. and you come in and you start learning. I don't know about a plot because they're all taken. We want to do extra plot, but that involves money because the wood we use is cedar, and cedar is the most expensive wood. But it's not treated wood. It's natural wood, and it will last like 25 years. So if we can get funding coming in to build extra boxes, we can go all the way down at the back, building more boxes.
Because we have 1 acre.
Yes.
Okay. To wrap up, what's one word that would describe this place and what it means to you?
Peace. Peace and alleviating food insecurity. There's a lot of people who came here and they don't eat this and they don't eat that. And I encourage them to plant it and they start eating it because organic food tastes different from the chemical food. So alleviating that kind of insecurity is one of the things I've seen here. Yeah. And it's peaceful. Like you've been down there.
Yeah.
You never notice utopia.
Yeah, for those watching, we are in utopia, but around us is
Jane and
urban
Finch.
city.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Jane and Finch.
It's Jane and Finch for those who know Toronto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't sum it up in one word. I think of 3 words. Community
Yeah.
and happy place.
Yeah. Happy place.
Yeah.
If I had to, my short time here, but now I'm going to become a regular, I would say serenity.
Yes.
Right? It's just so serene. Like we're just saying, outside is the world.
Yeah.
Here, it's our little, we're in communion.
Yeah.
So it's serenity. Thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we'll put the details in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.